Om Devaji Sheshnaag Yoga Center. This video is about the Sanskrit Renaissance, or the comeback of the royal knowledge. I find it intriguing and very clever that many concepts to do with yoga have actually snuck in surreptitiously to this culture in the form of exercise. And then once the exercise is embodied or practiced for a certain time, then it influences all dimensions of being. I see it as the subtle implementation of some of these words that will soon be understood in their true context according to the holiest language on this planet, which is Sanskrit, and known as the oldest known language and the mother of all languages. And it's also known as Devanagari, the abode of the gods. That's why I appreciate Sanskrit, from an anatomical perspective, but also from a very, very precise interpretation of things. But at the moment, a bit like yoga is, or was, seen as an exercise, some of the other things that are creeping in will also be out of context temporarily until their true understanding is embraced and appreciated. And some of these words involved yoga, mantra, kundalini, tantra, moksha, samadhi, sanatana dhamma, the yuga, or the period of a cyclic experience of life, Devanagari, Sri Vidya, Sanatana Dhamma, Kriya Yoga, and Atmagyan, just to name a few. These are some of the Sanskrit words that are sort of sneaking in. I even saw a mouse, gaming mouse, in a shop the other day that was called the Naga, which I was amazed by. I also appreciate that the word omni is used in marketing, but now the Sanskrit terms are coming in. I'm pretty excited about it, but it's also a bit weird. I like it. Okay, there's some Sanskrit terms that are sort of sneaking in, but a little bit out of context. Do you want me to go through them and define some of them? Alright. Atmagyan in Hindi, Atmayana in Sanskrit. 2 words. Atma, second word, Yana. It's probably a genitive tat purusha and means knowledge, Yana, of Atma. And which Atma are we talking about? The Jivatma or Paramatma? I guess you have a better perspective on things when you become a Jivan Mukti, which is a past tense for a soul that has achieved moksha. There's Kriya Yoga. Kriya Yoga is a term means action. There are special actions in this yoga that are specifically designed to affect the Linga Sharira in a certain way. Linga Sharira means subtle body. I didn't say that on my list, but that's another Sanskrit term that might sneak in. If it doesn't, the word Shiva Linga will, because we're sex obsessed. And everyone likes to talk about the Shiva Linga because they misinterpret it as a penis, whereas it's a symbol of creation with the masculine and feminine energy which also relate directly to consciousness and matter, or the manifestation of consciousness, which is matter. And one is seen as male and one is seen as female. Pretty simple. Kundalini. That's the energy in the centre of your Linga Sharira, inside the inner channel. That is to do with the evolution of your consciousness from the base chakra to the top, when it shoots out the top. If it shoots out the top, but also that's why we're here. To try and understand ourselves and work through the physicality of our experience, through the subtle components like our emotions and our thoughts, and then land in a place where we are unsure of whether we are separated from something or not. That's all to do with the Kundalini energy. It's not like it doesn't matter. I'm not going to try and take it out of context and have some examples of people that have awakened their Kundalini. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just precisely what the Kundalini energy is, where it sits, and its purpose. Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana, I believe, means eternal. Dharma means purpose. In the context of Sanatana Dharma, it means the eternal purpose of the human being. Because they had a full understanding that we were a soul incarnate for a specific reason. And that reason is to realise that you are not connected to anything. There is a part of your true nature that is everywhere all at once. Shri Vidya. Shri means royal. Vidya is seen as knowledge. In this context, spiritual knowledge. The royal knowledge is the knowledge of the spirit. The knowledge of the subtle dimensions of being that make the physical expression happen and are responsible for it. Everything physical is the last expression of the subtle. The Sri Vidya deals with the subtle components of the human being in a way that is very precise and accurate. Devanagari. Deva means God in Sanskrit. Nagari means a home or abode. Another genitive, Tatpurusha, means the abode of the gods. So somehow, according to that Sri Vidya, if you understand the vibration of the Sanskrit language within your subtle body, then you can influence that subtle body. But not only that, you can merge with all that there is, and you can become a god. Or you can use those energies to do things or to manifest things in life, which also makes you a god. Maybe not a benevolent god if you manifest things for your own benefit at the expense of other people's benefit. Doesn't really matter. Do what you need to, because it's all just. But Devanagari, the abode of the gods, those Sanskrit vibrations are seen as gods according to the knowledge of the Sanskrit yogic and Sanatana Dharma cultures. The word yuga means a period, cyclic period. They have 4, I don't know what they are, but everyone throws around the word Kali Yuga because it's to do with the epitome of evil on the planet. It's also to do with over-industrialisation at the end of some other age or whatever, where we're actually at the peak of separateness from our creative being and embracement of our knowledge of our soul. There's a couple of words like moksha and samadhi that are thrown around a little bit. Moksha is the thing that happens, and samadhi is the after effect. or the bliss when you bathed in that state of moksha. The samadhi when you actually experience your true nature directly. And then it continues. But it's also to do with the koshas. If you will systematically work through the koshas, there's the physical, the annamaya kosha, energetic, the pranamaya kosha, the working mind, which is external by nature, with its focus, and that's the manamaya kosha. And then you got the next dimension, which is a bit more subtle, which is the intuitive dimension, which is called the vijnanamaya kosha. Samadhi occurs when you transcend those four dualistic koshas and land in the most subtle kosha of all, called the anandamaya kosha, which is the dimension of bliss, the substratum of all existence. And once you systematically work through the koshas to merge or be absorbed into that blissful dimension, then that is the experience of moksha, which relates to the concept of samadhi or nirvana. There you go, that's a wrap. There's some Sanskrit terms. I'm going to do some Sanskrit lessons soon. I'm going to try and disperse this language, man. I'll give it away for free. If you want to donate, you can, but I'm still going to give it away for free. Even if I've been told, if it's got no value on it, people won't appreciate it or see it as valuable. That's cool. They don't have to. I'm still going to give it away for free. That's my choice and that's my job. Om Namah Shivaya, Sheshnaag.com. Peace. Thanks a lot.